Morphin time! Back to action!
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video today we're going to be focusing on the villains from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition line. And we're going to be doing also a comparison, which is not really fair because these are like higher end figures from the Hasbro. So we have Rita Repulsa, Goldar, and the Putty from the Lightning Collection. And the Reignition figures, it reminds me of the back in the day figures from like Bandai or the Legacy versions because they're, you know, pretty smaller than these, and we'll put them together so you guys can see what's the difference. But I figured we can show the recent figures of the villains and then compare them to the newest ones to date. And also these new figures would go great with those, I think they're like 5.5 inches figures with the rest of the villains. And I do have a couple, so I'm gonna bring them in. I'll probably use this one and another one, just so you guys can get like an idea that they basically go well with those figures. So all right, so we're gonna just jump right into it and start getting these figures out the box. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with Rita Repulsa. Here we have the beautiful packaging that all the figures have. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition, bright colors. Here we have Evil Space Aliens, Rita Repulsa. Her arm moves up and down with her staff. And then we also have this opening like that, you know, for kids to like just test it out. So in the back, you see the movements with the lightning. I think, yeah, it's called spell casting action. So basically we put, you know, the effect on her hand and then she goes up and down. So she can hold the staff in the other hand and then use the action for the spell with the other hand as well. And here we have the little leveler there. So you just push in, it's like a button. So that's what you get. It looks a little bit odd, but you know, we'll see how that looks once we put in the staff and the effect. I think that's pretty much it. Again, QR code. You scan and then you see the rest of the items that the line is selling at the moment. So we're gonna just quickly open this up, and I'm not obviously saving this box because I already have all the figures sealed. So I bought doubles. If you haven't watched my recent videos of the Megazord, the Morpher, and the Blade Blaster, and the actual flip heads, I'll put them down in the links below. But I did reorder all the figures. I still need to reorder like the Megazord, the Morpher, the Blade Blaster, and all that just to have it sealed. All right, so let's see. And the other thing is that Playmates likes to make sure these figures don't come out because they have all these extra zip tied things. So just be careful when you're using a pair of scissors. Oh my god, even her hair is tacked down. So cut that piece. Let's see, is that it? Oh my god, her head just came off.
After 10,000 years, I'm free!
We're just going to remove the rest of the items. Alright. The staff looks pretty cool. It is missing some paint, but nothing that I can fix. Unfortunately, when you buy something, especially a figure, you expect it to have everything. But, you know, we don't live in a perfect world, so sometimes you got to do things on your own. Alright. So let's just do first the accessory. So this is the spell effect. Nice and purple. Here's the handle. And it's plastic, so nothing too crazy with that. And then here is her famous staff. It looks pretty nice. It has all the details. It's just missing some paint, pretty much. And that's something I may do at some point. There's a lot of projects to be done with this line, but I'm not complaining. Something that I like doing anyway. So, all right, so that's her staff. And then now we have the figure itself with the missing head. So let me just There we go. That's pretty simple. Wow. So I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they haven't had a Rita back in the days. Obviously, there were a few that came out, but they weren't great. They were like really bad. I think there was a version that she was in. Correct me if I'm wrong. Samurai. They had launched a Rita that she looks really skinny and a little bit weird and ugly and all that stuff, but this is the best one, and this goes well with the old school lines because they were smaller figures. And for instance, we have Pudgy the pig and the shark something. Like this is the proper height. Don't you guys agree? I'm gonna leave them there for the side just for company because I'll also do Goldar and the putty. So overall, this figure so far looks good. The action that she does, I'm not a huge fan of it, but you know, what are you gonna do about it? So you just press the button in the back, and she like kind of flips. I think she's supposed to like lift her staff and cast a spell or do something, but this actually turns all the way around, which is pretty weird. But I don't know. It would look also weird with her casting spell effect, which is like that. Like, yeah, it's a bit odd. I don't know if I'm gonna use that when I display her, but her face looks pretty good. It has a lot of details on her outfit. This is all obviously plastic, and articulation wise, her legs are a little bit loose. You can't really do much. She's just basically gonna stand there. You can just open and close her legs like that, but you can't do any, you know. Rita never fought anybody, so you don't have to worry about kicking or anything like that. And here in the back, we have her. I always think this is like her tail. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna compare these. I'm gonna get the rest of them out the box and then compare them to the Lightning Collection figures. All right, so she's gonna hang out here with her friends, and now we're gonna open Goldar. I'm really excited about this Goldar because this is actually a nice looking Goldar. I want to try to save the logo because I have an idea of these. Perfect. Let's see. All right. Here's Goldar. Some parts of removing the packaging is easy, like this part, and then this is nice. This we get to throw out. All right. All right, let's see. So we got one zip tie by the waist. Just be careful. Try not to scratch your figure. Let me see. There's one here. Just go really slow. Okay, where's the rest? Oh my god. The arms. All right. Perfect. And then we have this sword. Oops. And his effect, which I don't know why he has one, but it just looks like a purple small tornado. So this is Goldar's. Let me just remove all this. This is Goldar's effect, which goes on his sword. Let me just show you guys real quick. So it has a decent amount of detail, and it's just gold, and with the red dot in the center there. So basically, this goes like that, right? So here we have the one and only Goldar. He looks amazing. Like, look at all the details. Like, his face just looks exactly like him. Like, I can't get over it. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god. And thank god I have another one for my seal collection. And then we do have an action for his wings. And I'm just figuring this out. Yeah, you just move his leg, close his legs together, and his wings go in and out. But this one, do you barely see it? Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like so this leg I think is supposed to be stiff. This is the leg that makes the wings, you see, go up and down. And this leg, there's no, yeah, I'm not gonna break that. There's no articulations here whatsoever. Neither is this leg. So basically no articulations on the legs, not even back or forward. Arms you can fold up, the forearm as well, pretty much like that. You could go outward, which is good. Oh, that's nice. Okay, at least we got that. So no go on the legs. You see his little tail there. Pretty cool. So yeah, so that's looks like that's it with the articulations with the arms. You can't go all the way around. Just up and down, bend arms. Okay, good to know. And then with his sword, let's put that there. All right, so there we have Goldar. Let's put him in a creepy pose there. No, it's not creepy. It is what it is. It's all right. But yeah, that's a amazing Goldar. I like it, and I like the gold. It's a little bit like rustic, or what do they call them? Weathered, which is nicer. But I do love the actual super gold. And I'll just quickly, sorry, it's just right in front of me, so I'm gonna show you the Super 7 Ultimates. Now this is a beast. Now I love this gold, but I also like that version as well. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick. All right, and now let's get into the Putty Patroller. Evil Space Alien, Putty Patroller. I feel I'm going a little bit too fast. Like I didn't even show you guys the Goldar box, but it's pretty much the same. This just says Goldar, and it shows you basically what he does. And then the putty here. So he does come with a different hand. So here, they used it a couple of times in the season. He comes with the hand that looks like it's turned into a ball, like a concrete ball. And then here he comes like a sharp hand as well. Reminds me something from the Terminator. But yeah, you can change his hands with those, which is nice. You don't really see that much with like, having extra hands and stuff for figures, especially now with this new line. So that's pretty good to know. Yeah, the last company that did that was Hasbro. They give us a lot of hands and weapons and all that stuff, which I'm here for. But it's just interesting that they're able to do that with this putty. Hopefully in the future they'll give more accessories for other figures. All right, so the putty is here, and I'll show you his effect in a second. I didn't show that before. Just be careful. This is a sharp scissor. All right, I think I got that. Please tell me the head doesn't have it. No, the head doesn't have it, but I missed the waist one. Perfect. Oh gosh. Okay, I didn't see that one. Why does it need a strip tie in every part of the body? Sorry guys. Okay, I did cut that one apparently. Oh my god. So his arm came off. It didn't break because I still see the piece in the actual figure. Jesus Christ, man. All right, so we got that. Let's get the rest out. Of course, I forgot to cut this one. Bear with me, guys. All right. See, now you guys will know what you got to go through to get these figures out. All right. Let's Move this garbage out the way. All right. So let me just put his hand back. All right. So let's just show you guys off. Oh, this putty's like all over the place. All right. So here's the, I'm gonna call it ball fist. Pretty cool. Jesus, now I'm dropping everything. All right. And it looks like it's easy to take off. And then this is the blade version of his hand. All right. So here we have the Putty Patroller. Look, he looks a little bit, his head just looks a little bit longer, like almost like pretty tall. I don't know. Well, that's his face there. And then here, you just press the button and let's see what he does. Wait. Like a swirl. That's interesting. I don't remember that happening in the show. But yeah, it's a thing. All right, that's pretty cool. Now, see how easy that was to take off? So you just put this, and then now he has a ball in his hand. He's about to play some basketball. Let's see if we can do a quick crossover. Oh, that's annoying. He doesn't turn his head because of the effect. Because of that, you can't like make him look one way. Okay. So that's that. So I'll take the other hand off and put the new one. There you go. So I may just use this one because you know you barely saw it in the season. So I think I'm gonna post them like that, which will look pretty cool. All right. So articulations. Legs up. We bend by the knee. The feet don't move. They're together with the leg part. So there's no rotations there. Same here. We can bend the knee. You can go outward like that if you like, if you want to do a weird dance. All right, that's the legs. Arms, you can go all the way around, bend the arms like that, outward as well. So this is so far has the best articulations. I'm not gonna lie. Better than Rita, obviously, and Goldar. Um, and Goldar, you can't move his head at all. So that's that. And then, all right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring out the big ballers, which are the Lightning Collection for these three figures. So we have Rita Repulsa, which I'm sure you guys know. So this is the best Rita any company has ever made. Like this is the remastered version of the Lightning Collection. Now look at the details and everything. And I'm not gonna, again, like I said, it's not a fair comparison. I'm just showing you guys kind of the evolution. Like this was the last best Rita to this day. I don't know if it can get better than this. Like just the details on her clothing. This is a soft cloth material. The details and colors, they're bright on her staff. Her turtleneck, whatever you want to call that. I don't even know what you call that. But and her specially, and it comes interchangeable faces, face expressions. This is the best one that I have for the display. But like that looks like the original Rita. And the back, like this is perfect. Nothing down there, just black tights or leggings. But yeah, so that's it's nice to have this version in the sense of like now you can use them for your old school figures like Pudgy the Pig and this shark thing, or any. I believe these are 5 point something inches, 5.5 or something. which they're almost 6 inches, but it just scales really well with these figures here. So that is that. Rita Repulsa, do you have articulations on your... Okay, so her arm bends. I totally forgot about her arms because the legs, I know they can't really do anything. But that's cool. So we have articulations on her arms, and her head rotates. So that's good if you want her to do that.
Exorcist for some reason.
There we go. Goldar, all right, Lightning Collection Goldar. Here we have them. Now, obviously, this, besides the Super 7 version, I think that is the best Goldar out there now from that line. But this one is really good as well. I wish this gold was a little bit more vibrant and the face was a little bit bluer, like it was. Like, this is, to me, this is correct. This one just looks like it's matted blue and it's a little bit dry. So that's that, just to give you guys what we had from the Lightning Collection. And then now this is the Reignition version, which, different scales, but I like this Goldar, don't get me wrong. It looks very nice. I love the details. I do love the color. So that's pretty cool. No complaints there. And then we have the one and only, the Putty Patroller. Now the Lightning Collection Putty Patroller. So this obviously is the original Putty Patroller from the first and second season until like Lord Zed has Z putties, which they were similar. They just had the Z's on their chest, their knee pads, and all the other stuff. But this is not too far off. This one has a little bit extra of the black lines there, and this one doesn't. And the Lightning Collection did come with exchangeable hands and the blade hands. That is your Putty Patroller. Great articulations for this figure. I gotta say that I was surprised. Like, I just saw a couple of videos recently of the basic figures from the MMPR are out currently in the States in Walmart of the 6-pack. And their articulations, like this putty has way more articulations, and they have enough room on the torso because they're not flip heads. It's weird that same company and they weren't able to give us all this articulations that they have. Like, this is loose, like in a good way. It's not super stiff or anything like that. You're able to do anything. Like, look at the arms like that. But I don't know. I'm sure they have their reasons why. But, us as collectors, we're going to keep on getting them. So yeah, so we went over articulations. Let me just put the OGs in the back. And with these new ones, I'm pretty happy with them. So I already have a setup with the Rangers, the flip heads. Even though that's another thing, the flip head versions are like 6 inches tall, and they're taller than these figures, which I don't understand why they didn't try to scale it to be the same as well. Like, obviously it just looks weird. Like, I'm gonna bring in Tommy, right? So Tommy here, he is taller than Goldar, as you can see. Taller than Rita. Taller than the Putty. So yeah, I don't know, unless in the future they're gonna come out with another. It's hard to see that they're gonna come out with another MMPR smaller version to scale with these figures there. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, I've been hearing a lot of people complain about, oh, it's just MMPR. Honestly, MMPR is what sells the most. So they're just trying to get a new crowd of kids to love these, I guess, you know, because there is a huge fan base of the MMPR. So it's going to be tough to get other, you know, seasons out, which I hope they do. Everybody should get a chance. So, all right, guys, enough of the blabbering. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for sticking around, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon like that. You guys get notified when I do post a new video, and leave any comments in the comment section like that. We can just have a conversation. If you guys do have these figures, what do you like about them? What you don't like? Are you planning on getting these figures? And stay tuned, because I will be coming out with, hopefully soon, with a video of the other version of the Megazord, the one that doesn't transform, because that should be hitting Smith stores in Ireland in about a week or two. So I'm gonna try to get my hands on that, and then at some point we'll do the basic figures, the 6-pack. All right, I'm out. This is Ariel Diaz. Hope you have a nice day. Peace.
The world is very lucky to have you, and so am I. May the power protect you always.